You lost ground gear?
Yeah, ground gears. He told me he couldn't make it. It's too difficult to make this session. So
We have no spellcaster
this
now.
campaign.
We have
permanent.
0 actual spellcasters.
I hate you guys so much. I should just not give you guys my potions. And you know, Takeshi has been.
What? No, hold on a second. What fucking potion have you given anyone?
Bro, I've made potion before, and I've healed like half of you from 0. Don't even.
Bullshit.
That's happened. Actually, you weren't there, but everyone else here was there.
Varian doesn't count because he's not here anymore.
We are live.
You guys.
Like, I healed half of you from 0. That was Varian 3 times.
Shut up. Shut up.
I'm still amazed at that first time he went down by a fucking rock. Like, it was a guy with a sling, and the guy lost the sling. Like, he was specifically disarmed of the sling, so he only had the rock. He just kept fucking beating him with the rock.
And then he subsequently got fucked up by the pumpkin, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he stood up from that fight, then we went to fight the boss, and he got fucked up by the boss.
He did have some bad luck.
I'm not sure if that can be categorized by just some bad luck.
Yeah. I mean, those were like commoners, and all of them had like -3 to like hit and defend, I believe.
And yet,
Yeah. And the rock probably exploded 3 times, of course.
Plus a crit.
Really, rocks explode in this area. Weird.
I mean, I don't know about you, but some rocks exploded recently. Directly above us.
Yeah, but like,
The
it was a
cataclysm.
big rock.
Alright, let's do this.
What?
I've got it connected through a different, I kind of figured out how to do it now, so it's not going to show you guys all of the Game Master stuff that's going on in the background if you look at the stream.
Oh, okay, cool. I had the stream open, but I didn't want to, like, you know, meta game.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Everybody can hear music, though?
Okay, fire.
It's paused for me.
Let's do this.
Now I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it. I just had to turn my volume up.
Last time on the Spice Road, while eating in the kitchen, a silly argument transpired between the group and the Nephilim Lark. He used his powers of sixth sense to try and read the mind of his ally. However, in doing so, he sensed something else, an assassin in the room. When the assassin was confronted, the man fled. While trying to get away, they found him hiding in a dark storage room. Takeshi attempted to use a simple light spell that ended up causing a cataclysm. A meteor shower came down from the skies and smashed into the clothing store above ground. The magical mishap of chaos caused 8 people to lose their lives. It also caused a cave-in in the rebel hideout. It was time to relocate. So the group traveled to the Mage Guild, where along the way they ran into a tattooed sorcerer by the name of Gale. He offered them a job to steal something from the mausoleum of his old master, Thordramos of Kirwin. I changed that name, by the way. They agreed to 120 gold if something bad happened, 80 gold if things ran smoothly. Then they continued on to the Mage Guild to meet Vahal of the Arcane Manufactorum. Needless to say, she was not pleased to see Lark again. I think that's
I
where
remember
we left
this
off.
part.
Yeah, I think that's where we left off. So we're gonna.
You were like so confident that you know that she was like your girl, and then showed up like, oh, it's you.
Yeah, I'm very sad. I'm very distraught. Can't believe it.
It's not the right one. Is it this one? No, that's not the right one either. Ah, here it is. So, it was probably like midday, maybe. I think that's what it was.
I mean,
Maybe later afternoon.
probably, considering the meteor shower that happened like maybe an hour or two ago. Sure.
Yeah. There were guards poking around, of course, at the site of the meteor crash. They started to investigate the area, and you guys kind of left. Pretty much everybody left. Everybody had to, except for a few people that were trying to remain behind to like cover things up, try to do some damage control. Alien was one of them. And so yeah, passing through the main courts area where the library was and the school, the School of Magical Studies, Thaumaturgical Studies. That's when you ran into the necromancer, who kind of noticed you guys. Some of you were, I think it was Arthur. And he noticed your armor, remembered it. As you being one of the people that like helped release them or free them from the meeting that was going on, and during the royal decree, where they gathered up all the mages and kind of forced them into the army due to the coming war. You guys get to the guild, knock on the door. Vahal opens the door, and she says, "Oh, it's you." And but she swings the door open and lets you guys in, of course. And as you walk in, the main chamber pretty much is well decorated. You know, with the it looks similar to this. Lots of books, lots of old, interesting items around the globe. You know, the carpets, the tapestries, strange things. Some of them that look probably magical. Very nice place. And she lets you in. And she says, "So what is it I can do for you?"
Well, first, this is a very nice room that you got here, and second, I kind of forgot why we're here. Like, out of character, I kind of forgot why we're here.
I'm not gonna say that would be a very large sort of response to her. Like, if she's like, "What can I do for you again?" And you're like, I have no fucking clue why I came here.
Let's make an intelligence check, Lark. See if your character remembers.
I am very smart, but hopefully this is not.
Yes,
if-
will the
'cause-
dice be on his side?
Because if not-
36.
Oh, okay, cool.
36, I remember.
Alright. I believe that you guys came here, because I'm not even totally sure, but you guys came here to to relocate, right?
Is this the guild?
Yeah.
Oh, again, then. Well, you see, we are here to. Because we are here to like reconvene with some other allies. I suppose.
She's like, question forms on her face. She's like, what has happened? Where is
You
Signy?
see- Oh, Signy. Signy and the other mages shall be here shortly. But what had happened was there was an assassin. There's an assassin out sent to kill me, and apparently while hunting him down, he cast some sort of spell. But for some reason, Arthur thinks Takeshi did it. Whatever. And then 2 meteors appeared and like killed people, and like destroyed the hideout as well. So.
The great benefit to Takeshi is nobody has ever seen him cast a spell outside of this party.
Exactly. I don't think Takeshi would do that.
Arthur's just giving a very, very long side eye to Takeshi.
And we even see your eyes.
It's like the meme of like Ghost
Yeah, you can see
from
it.
COD looking at Captain Price.
Yeah. Oh, exactly that.
Takeshi has the biggest shit-eating grin you could ever see, but you don't see it because he has a mask. And he is loving that new addition to his armory. Because it serves a purpose in situations like these.
She
Yeah,
says,
whatever.
so do you wish to wait here? For safety?
Nah, me and my group here, we have other things to attend to. But yeah, they should be here in a few hours at most. I mean, actually, unless you guys want something from this place, like.
I mean, now that we're here,
Can the entire resistance even hide here?
I mean, the room doesn't look that big.
Yeah, spellcaster asks the 3 generally mundane people, oh yeah, what do you need from the magic guild?
She looks at Kat when he says that, and she says, there's not room for many here. And you should be careful. I believe you're wanted.
I am.
Yes, we've seen the posters.
Yeah, but, like,
Takeshi's token is literally right in front of one.
but do the posters like accurately represent how good looking I am?
Kaz can take out the poster that he took while he was like scouting out and hand it to Lark.
I'm gonna look at it.
It, let's see.
What is Lark's beauty, by the way?
And I'm average, but like.
Oh. Takeshi's definitely better looking wanted poster than you.
Damn.
You're worse than Arthur?
Resisted seduction check against yourself.
Yeah, but Arthur, like, nobody sees your face, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but still, how are you worse than Arthur? God, that's so sad.
Kaz is like an 8.
As you're a lizard.
Okay,
That's
and
rude.
It doesn't look, to you, it doesn't look very much like you at all. I mean, it's got the mustache, the beard, the hair, and everything, but I don't know, to you it doesn't look very close.
Doesn't look weird. Hey, Takeshi, do you think this looks like me? Just gonna put it like side by side.
I mean, it is a shitty drawing, but I mean, kind of.
Okay.
Like, if I was a guard, I would be doing double takes.
Okay. Oh, That's good to know. Anyway,
You know, the more that I think about it, probably the only distinguishing feature I have on the wanted poster is my mask, right?
Oh yeah.
Couldn't I think I could just make myself a new mask in a different design, and then I could just walk around perfectly fine.
so you just take off your mask. Everyone wants to see how good looking you are.
No, sorry, you don't get tickets to the show.
She says, why don't you maybe wear a disguise or something, or a hood at least.
I mean, while I already do that, it is a good idea.
Okay.
I mean, Takeshi only recently started, but I do think he has a point that there is some value to be had in covering one's face, especially when the face is, on a wanted poster.
You could ask Copper
No.
for help with making the disguise.
Out of curiosity, now that we're here and we're already bothering you at your place of business, out of curiosity, what have you heard about the legendary caves nearby the city that have supposedly had a very green past?
Oh no. Not again.
What? Just talking about.
She says, she looks like very quizzical for a moment, says, the caves? The legendary caves.
He means the orcs.
About the crypts or what?
Oh, the orcs. She goes over to the globe, actually. She points to the map, and let's see here. I think I have the map set up for you guys. Did that creepy music just start?
Yeah.
I guess that fits. She points
Let
to
me tell you about the creepiest creatures of all, the orcs.
Why does the moment we start talking about orcs when dramatic music starts playing to just give Takeshi more of a reason to like them?
She says, there, this city here, this is where we are. Then she points to the Crow Wilderness. She says that the forest here, this is where all are afraid to go. All of the Atacrolians, anyway. But there are supposed to be vast treasures hidden in the Crow Wilderness. Many tribes of cannibal orcs. They worship a giant lizard god.
A giant lizard, you say, as Takeshi looks over to the only lizard in the party.
I hail from the desert. I know nothing of the forest.
Hey, I mean, never say no to new experiences.
I suppose you could say the forest lizards are built different. I'll take my leave.
I mean, if Cass grows like 3 feet, he can pose as their god. It would be very easy.
Like, could you
I'm also
brew him up a
black.
potion? I mean, and what has that has to do with anything? I'm not sure if these lizards are racist or not, but I don't think that'll be a problem.
They're canonically racist.
She says, I believe it is a much larger reptile god. Almost like a dragon, some think.
Oh, a dragon.
Like,
Oh, when you say lizard, you mean like lizard.
Like a wizard lizard.
what?
No, like
Lizard.
lizard as in, the animal lizard and not the sentient species lizards.
She says, well,
I mean, when they're cannibals, how much can really separate a man from animal?
she says these are all just legends anyway, though. But you're interested in leaving the city. Well, you can certainly find adventure there.
I mean, we already have some tasks on the way out, but I mean, we are considering options.
You can't
Always
have the
good to know
craftsmen
what's
in the Mages Guild.
nearby.
Can't
I
move.
mean, it's not necessarily that we're leaving, it's just the hideout and all the refugees and the resistance is being moved currently. There isn't really much for us to do. It would be kind of strange if we just went around killing guards and such.
Yes. No, I just had a good idea though, guys. It's a really good idea, trust me. So basically, you know how all of the resistance can't fit in this guild? Why don't we just take over the library and put them there?
The
Don't
library
you-
is covered in.
I think that's the
magical
stupidest
spells to-
plan I've heard out of you in a long time.
Yeah, that
Wow.
one takes the cake.
I mean, fair, but still, it's a decent. Like, 'cause what other building are we gonna steal that's like inconspicuous?
The library isn't inconspicuous. It's very
Yeah.
conspicuous.
Like, you,
All
you
the
might have
names
just
are
said the clothing store that got fucking bombed. Like, that would have been less conspicuous.
Not to mention moving hundreds of people into a library. Really think that's not going to be, kind of weird? It's why the sewer hideout was great until Arthur just stares at Takeshi. Till someone just had to mess things up.
It's always the government, man. They come at you. You try to live a peaceful life.
The refugees and guild leaders might have to stay within the city walls with the Mages Guild, and then we take the fighters and craftsmen somewhere outside.
That's not the smart idea to
Yeah,
have our
also-
force outside of the city.
I mean, we have survived worse. The outside world isn't that bad. Like,
I'm
what's the
no, no, no,
worst thing that
you're-
happened on the road? Like, we've been on the road for a while. What's the worst
You're-
thing that happened on the Spice Road?
You're mistaking me, Takeshi. I don't mean that it would be dangerous outside. It's more dangerous inside to leave, people behind.
I mean, we're leaving behind
We're doing
competent
that
people who
anyway.
know how to not get caught, though. We're not leaving
Yeah, but-
behind ourselves.
Literally anything can happen, as we saw earlier today. Mistakes
True.
happen, accidents happen.
The
But are you-
sewers that Copper and his crew were using to smuggle people into the city should still be intact, since they were separate from the resistance base.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
More
still
of
of the opinion that
issue
the
of-
guild leaders can take care of themselves.
You have to remember, we're fighting a disadvantaged battle here. Leaving, or should I say separating our forces, isn't smart in this situation. What we realistically need to do is not just set up in one location, but find and spread out to multiple different points across the city.
that's where the library comes into play.
It is a point, a very bad point to
mean,
spread to.
how
I mean,
many
it is
We know.
currently being patrolled.
And I guess we could like spread out among the slums, but like,
I mean, with the mutants around, that's not exactly a great idea.
I mean, like,
I mean,
they're like a
I wouldn't
map of-
have. I I wouldn't have as much of a trouble fighting them as now as I did the first time, but ordinary, I would, well, maybe not ordinary people, but the normal guards. It was able to fight 6 of them by itself before Kaz and I joined him.
Who?
You hear a knock at the door. She turns and goes over to the door, answers it. She lets someone in, some older, maybe human-looking wizard, wearing a hood, old gray beard. Looks like some adventurer's clothing. Not so much like robes and everything, but actual like leather armor and stuff on him. And he comes in and he whispers. He looks like he's a little distraught about something. And then she kind of also looks to make a worried face. The guy
Bad
looks like
news?
this. She says, she looks over to Keshi. She says, there are farmers fleeing into the city gates. They say that there are troops coming this way.
Huh.
Fuck.
Did the war finally catch
War
up?
happening?
Oh, we're running out of time. That's great. Do you have any sort of estimation on when we'll arrive? Do we have months, weeks, days?
The older man says, I'm not sure, but they could be here possibly within the day.
I'm sorry, within the day?
Now, let's just hear out the plan that was proposed. Outside doesn't seem that bad now, does it?
You know, I just got a really good idea that could jumpstart us and, like, probably prevent a lot of death, maybe, potentially. So,
I mean,
guys,
you have to remember what the whole thing about the call and all that was for. We're worried about the fucking top brass of the city just handing it over to, you know, the invaders. It's not a good idea if we just suddenly move everything out of the city. We might just lose the city.
yeah, that's why we're not going to do that.
Is it time to
I'm
get
gonna,
back in the
what we're
spice
gonna
road?
do is, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to the government and give them a deal for the resistance to join them, so they can merge into one like unified group, so that we stop messing with the government and we get a better government, so we can then fight this war united.
You're forgetting once again, it's not that they don't have the resources to fight the war. I don't think they want to fight the war. Once again, it's not that they're afraid. The people are, you know, the resistance. The entire reason is that they're worried that the current head of the city is a puppet by the enemy empire. And
Really?
they will just... Have you not been paying attention?
No, I feel like I just missed that part.
Back when we talked with Above Game, I don't remember his name, but that one guy that we met in the tavern and he died.
Faramore.
Faramore. Yes, Faramore. Yeah, he was mentioning that, you know, there's a good chance that whoever is in charge right now is either a spy or has been taken over. And he was hoping it was the, you know, latter option, because that could mean that they could save them. But things are not good. We might just have to have our decisive battle quicker than we thought.
Oh, Arthur, that's a good point. And it's like,
I'm not keen on fighting a war that I spent weeks running
Okay.
away from.
So like my like sixth sense thing, it sees the future, but it doesn't. Don't I have to have like a thing from like that the future's gonna be about to see the future or something? I don't know. I don't know.
You mean like something to touch or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps to have some sort of connection or something with it.
Okay.
Are you guys talking in front of them, right? Bahal and the other, this new stranger?
Yeah, this is all in your character.
Why not?
Okay.
This guy can trust us.
Everybody make a perception check, please. Or charisma. You can do charisma or perception.
I'm very happy.
A 23.
Hey.
Nice. Nice. Perception 12, 23. I'm gonna make this check and see if this works. Let's see.
I mean, a 23, I think, is not enough, probably.
Yeah, definitely. It's a resistant roll. Let's see that. Alright,
You both
Cool.
exploded. Yours just exploded better.
nice. So definitely Lark and Kaz, you both notice when Arthur mentions the the person in charge, right, being a bad guy. Is that what you said?
You're saying that the king was like someone's puppet.
Yeah.
The lord of the city being either a puppet, spy, or taken over.
Yeah. Like, you notice Vahal, like, looks over at you, like, really quickly. And you say that in or they do anyway. She seems to, like, be interested in that.
You know, I'll come back to that. So can I like touch this farmer guy and like see into the past because he said he saw the army. Right? Is that how that works?
Yeah, you could try that.
Okay. Okay. So old guy, this is gonna be a bit weird, but my eyes are gonna glow and I'm gonna see the past and you're gonna have to stand there so I can touch you so it can be better. Okay.
You could not have said that in a worse way.
He
Okay.
he just looks at you uply for a second, and then he nods.
Okay. Then I do the future thing. I have to make a perception roll, right?
Yeah, could you share the power?
Sixth sense.
There we go. 6 cents. 3 times a day. Cost 1 frenzy. Add +3 to perception rolls for 4 rounds. You get the glimpse. Eyes glow. Missions to post precognition and remote viewing. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead and do a perception check. +3. Or just put a 3 in the modifier prompt. Okay.
Hopefully that's good enough.
So it's not a strong vision. Probably because it happened maybe an hour ago too. Kind of makes sense, I guess. But you can see him standing there looking out in the fields. And the grass fields, the fields are like really tall grass. And you remember, it looks just like it did when you were outside the city and you guys had come in from the Twisted Moors, I think, or the Lost Sticks. That's what it was.
Yeah, we came in from that Lost Six place.
Yeah, he's looking out towards the Lost Sticks, and you can see the farmers. They're kind of running with their families towards the castle walls. All you can see at the moment are soldiers on the horizon, and it looks just like a big mass of black armored troops He looks. He places a hand to his forehead and seems to like cast some spell. And then you're not able to see through his eyes at that moment or anything like that. But you can just see that there's, battalions of soldiers out there on the horizon.
Can I estimate how long it'll take them to get here?
Well, they'll probably be out in the fields by the next day.
Okay.
They'll probably make it
Alright,
to
so
the
guys-
farmhouses, the next day.
So guys, I got some bad news. They're essentially here already. It's like a day or two that we've got. So like, make it count. Do all that preparation stuff. All that.
Only like a day or two?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. It's gonna be a rush job. Whatever.
Forget it just being a rush job. We have to. We have to go tell everyone back at the Resistance headquarters this is the worst possible news.
Yeah. That's true, but like... do you think if we can convince like some of the guards that they would also join us, or do they just hate me?
I don't know. That's not exactly a question we can really answer.
I mean, we have like an assassin, so we'll ask him when we go there, I guess.
Are we just
wait a
out?
second. Out of character, can I share my visions? Like, if they're within close proximity, can I share the vision with me, or is it just the me thing?
Just you.
Ah, dang. Okay, well, whatever.
You'd probably have to like make something that could, also share it.
Projector.
Damn. I just need his eye.
Craft your spell. Craft a spell or something that could do that, or a potion maybe.
I'm gonna steal Alien's eye, guys. I'm gonna need it so I can show everyone this guy. Oh, also, I need this farmer man. Farmer guy, you have to come with me. It's very important.
He's not a farmer.
Isn't he a farmer? You said he came from the farm, right?
He's a wizard.
I was in the farmlands, but I am not a farmer.
Close enough.
He says,
That's kind of rude.
I'm one of the scouts, a seer.
How did it get this bad, if I might ask? They're knocking on our doorstep and you guys are only finding out about it now?
He says, what you said about there being someone on the inside. He nods. And he says, this is most definitely true. And Vahal looks to him kind of harshly. She says, that is just rumor. And he says, well then how did this happen? She says, they probably killed the scouts. No one was able to return with any news.
That's a joke, and it's not a single scout escaped.
He looks at her too, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Arthur being a mercenary is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah. She says, I have to go speak with someone. She says, you
Please make haste.
Yeah.
you all are leaving, right?
Yes. We need
Yes.
to go back.
You also need to bring this wizard. He's very important.
And she looks to him and then looks back to you guys. You wish to take him with you?
Yeah. How else am I gonna re-look at the vision so I can project it onto Alien's eye?
What the fuck are you talking about?
It'll work. Aylin's got a magic eye. It'll work. Everyone can see the vision. It'll be cool.
She says he works for the malefactor. He has his own task to tend to.
Yeah.
Was it a human army or?
He says no. I saw many different races. There were Denites there, yes. And just out of character, Denites are humans as well, but they're like the desert dwellers, you know. And he says, but there were people like you, Mulfi, dark skin, lizardkin.
Oh boy, how can... No, I shouldn't say something like that. That would be jinxing it.
Arthur, don't jinx it.
Yeah, though he's kind of muttered to himself. I think me being here is doing just enough for that.
I think the city is already lost. We didn't accomplish enough in our time here.
I mean, what could we've accomplished in... What, this is our third day here? No, this is...
We spent 3 days resting, and then we
Yeah,
had,
I was
like,
gonna say,
4
this
days
is
of
our...
like actually doing stuff.
Yeah, this is our 6th, 7th day here. We've been here for barely a week.
Really?
What else could we have possibly accomplished in this time?
She says, I must go. Please, you will have to leave.
Yes, let's
I guess let's
leave the lady to her things.
As she kind of like shoos you out, you know, this stranger, he talks to her for a moment in silence, and all you can hear is kind of whispers. If you really want to, you can try to listen with a listening skill or perception check as you're kind of leaving out the door.
I mean, might as well try. Nope.
I still got my +3.
It's gonna be a
Real
difficult.
quick, core book says wilderness survival takes 2 slots to learn, but the sheet says 1 with like the old skills. So what should I use?
Use the core book. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Takeshi, you still there?
Yep.
You could make a, if you have the listening skill. If not, you can default to perception.
That is a mighty 2.
Alright.
Very mighty.
Target number was 15. Did you get your 3 bonus, Mark? Yeah, you got it in there, right?
So I give you my 3 bonus. 15. Kaz, you got this.
I'd have to explode if I wanted to hit that.
I'll explode.
Oh, okay, I'll forget. There you go.
Okay. Alright, but you guys aren't, yeah, it's just, you just hear them whispering and stuff. And then, he does follow you guys out. It looks like he's going somewhere else, but, we'll say out in the streets when you guys get out there.
Hey, Arthur. Hey, Arthur.
Yeah?
Let's get out.
You're fucking insane.
I'm just messing with you.
I can't tell what is or is not a joke when it comes to you. Your plans are outlandish, to say the least, and terrible to say the worst.
Yeah, but plans always work. Most of the time.
Not because of
Actually,
your
maybe
own
it was, man.
efforts.
They work nonetheless.
He says, he kind of leans in towards you guys, like looks around, looks back to see if she's looking, kind of leans in towards you guys, and he says, it is said that the Fatagi are already infiltrating the High Council and the leaders of this place. That's probably an empire. He says, you might be right. This place could be doomed. But I believe that they will at least start a siege soon. Maybe try to surround this place.
Do they have any ships?
No, there's no ships here. Not that I know.
Because I know if it was above game, I know there's the river nearby, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
I don't know if there's a port on the city to the river.
Yeah, I believe there is.
Okay.
There is, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but is anything like within a day's travel from of there to here?
That's not the issue. What's more important is whether or not we may have naval superiority and could maybe finagle something, such as using ship cannons to fire on the enemy soldiers.
You know, Arthur, that's a good idea. I feel like I should trust you with all of this military stuff.
I am a mercenary. I've been on the battlefield as long as I can remember.
Do
I
good
have
at
no
that.
reason to die for this town. I think we
Yeah.
should just keep heading west.
You're right. We don't have a reason to die for this town, Kaz, but let me ask you a question. Say we go west. And then? They're gonna keep coming.
We just have to keep continuing up the Spice Road, so we can get through the Atacalian Empire, whatever's on the other side waiting for us, and see if we can find
Out
some
of
place to settle
curiosity,
and ride out the way.
did we ever establish whether or not a certain noble already left for Theed?
No, you were gonna check on that, I think, and then all that crap happened. Like before,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah, you were gonna head out
I
and go
do
see
think
her.
now that the danger has been made more imminent, like whatever happens to the city, whether we keep it, whether we not keep it, I do think he would want to make a stop there just to let, you know, that person know that it's time to fucking go.
Definitely, that's a good idea. This guy says, the name is Garrus, and he says, if you wish to talk more, I will be at the Grey Oak, and he nods to you guys. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You too, Sir Garen.
You are just the worst.
What was his name? Not Garen.
Garrus. I'll type it in here too, just so.
Garrus. Okay.
Fucking said it.
Did you not do that on purpose?
No, that was not on purpose.
I will say it was
Mafia.
hilarious.
You've been playing too much League of Legends.
We don't talk about it. I hate
Alright.
that guy.
So, Takeshi, do you tell them that you want to go see her, or what? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, he would mention that, well, I do have a contact that might be heading out of the city with a caravan that would give us some employment and money, should we flee the city with, you know, something behind it. I'm not sure if they've already left, but I can check in with them. I mean, either way, I will be checking with them just worst case scenario, to let them know that it's time to move. Because I don't think many will be staying in the city once the news breaks.
If anything, we can just find a different Atacralian fortress to hide in. At least someplace willing to fight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even if the pitch worked, we're still looking at something that will only have a day to defend.
Not necessarily that we'll have a day to defend. The chances that they actually attack on the first day are incredibly low and very... actually, I suppose if they're expecting...
Yeah, it might not even be an attack, like the gates might as well be open.
Correct. So the question is, we go to the resistance, we tell them, we see exactly what they want, and then we make our final decision. I will agree, we have nothing to give to the city or anything like that, but what's the word?
The city will not
looking
give
for?
back either. If we do
That's-
stand and fight, then who says the guards behind us won't just hand us over?
Well, that's only if we make some kind of small alliance with the government, which is extremely low. I mean, they would probably just attempt to arrest us and then just kind of be off with us and then do their own thing. If anything realistically going to happen, it would be, we would have to, one, take over in a blitz kind of situation, and then two, give the guards, a reason for what we've done, and then three, rally them into fighting. Because if that enemy empire is expecting to just be able to walk in here, then if things go wrong, they might consider backing off and giving us more time.
Arthur, you've just put all I had to do in perspective. Now I feel like I can do it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good luck, I suppose, coming up with a plan.
That was the plan. You just said it.
Yeah. Well, first, Takeshi, you should probably go talk to that one lady. And if, the worst case scenario, we have a way out. The
Not
rest
to
of us...
mention a way out that could potentially pay, because that caravan will need guards, and as you said, you're a mercenary.
Yes.
I
will do whatever, so long as I get paid.
And that's the one thing I can guarantee, this person would be able to pay us.
That's good. So you go work on that, we'll head back to the Resistance and inform Aeon and all of them there of the very bad news.
Alright. So we'll go ahead and do the next scene with Takeshi.
Takeshi, probably.
Yeah. I think this is the same girl.
It's like the white-haired chick, right?
Oh, it's this girl.
It's
The
been
slave trader.
a hot second since we've seen
Yeah.
the slave trader.
Yeah, I mean, in character it wasn't that long, but yeah, it has been a while.
A couple months?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been...
Didn't 3 episodes take place in like one day?
Yeah. I think so. Alright, let's see here. Well, I hope she's there. Let's see. You know what? Let's just make it random. I'm gonna say 65% chance that she is still there. Go ahead and roll it, Takeshi. You want to get a 65 or under?
No.
Nice.
Hey, there we go. Cool. She has not left yet.
Yeah, so he will get her attention in the arranged way and try and see if we can get to talking, because this is some information that she needs to hear.
This is in, did you meet her at a theater or something like that? I can't remember where it was.
The philosophy place.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it
it's the
just-
library.
It was outside the library.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he met her inside the library. That's the weird part. Like she was actually studying, and he was like, "Yeah, this is the perfect place to hit on people."
And then you fogged in the garden.
Yeah. That was her place.
Yeah. Let's say you head back to her place. And you guys are going back to the hideout to
Yep.
see what's going on.
Even though it's not a great idea, we have to go tell them.
Yeah.
We have no obligation to help them either. Why don't we find the old man with the monkey and leave?
But wait, what?
Oh, the fucking refugee guy.
I mean, he was a chill old man, but like, we don't owe him anything.
I like that we need to find the old man with the monkey. Like that sounds like a sensible plan.
That's her, isn't it? Is that her?
Yeah, that is correct.
I feel like that is.
Do you remember her name by any chance?
Should be Adenomi, the slave trader.
Ah, nice. Awesome job.
I wrote it down.
He's taking notes. Holy shit.
Awesome job.
I mean, Takeshi always takes notes.
The only one of us to take notes.
I take notes, but it's only of like, this is how much this quest pays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a no me. I think I accidentally, what happened is like I usually leave them, leave the NPCs on a page, and then I probably accidentally deleted her. Alright. Does it show you guys the names when
No.
No.
underneath them? Alright. So Takeshi, you go back actually to the location, the manor where you had, you know, stayed with her, and it's right outside this marketplace. When you get there, you notice that the estate is empty now. So you're like, oh fuck, you know, she's already gone. So you start to look around, and while you're looking around, maybe you're starting to leave or whatever, you notice that there's a caravan all set up to leave soon. And,
Oh, perfect. Then he will definitely head for the caravan.
And you can see her. Yeah, she's standing between two guards, and it looks like she's like petting some young man's face, like some good looking younger human, you know. And
Miriam?
We finally found them.
oh my god, I'm actually gonna roll, see if that would be funny as hell. Okay, now it's some stranger. She looks over though and notices you. She says, "Ah, Takeshi."
Yes, I was just about look for you when I've heard some news, but I see that you've already made preparations, which is good. I wanted to see if there is still a chance to hop aboard this caravan. I have a group of 3 other strong, dependable, adventuring individuals who would be able to likewise render their services in protecting the caravan. And as of late, we have reason to believe that the sooner the caravan leaves, the better. In fact, one of my friends has received word from a scout further up the road that apparently the invasion force is coming in quicker than expected.
She seems to like not seem worried at all, you know. she's still wearing like a flirtatious face, you know. She says, "Are these 3 individuals as strong as you are?"
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but they're competent. There's an archer, there's an alchemist, and then there is a fighter of considerable strength and crafting skill as well. So there's potential for business to continue even after arrival to Theed once the danger has passed.
She says, "I am pleased to hear this. There is always room. I could always use some more strong men."
Well, I aim to please.
She smiles and she says, "And what would be your rate?"
Thinking on his feet, what would be the normal rate for a caravan, of this length of a journey?
Like a normal bodyguard rate is kind of like 7 silver per day or something, but that's pretty basic, yeah.
We are a bit, stronger than the normal bodyguard, though, and this would be a long journey. I'm wondering, I don't want to, he knows that this is a loaded person, but, he doesn't want to upshot the price too high.
Yeah.
So, how much is a gold? That's...
4 silver is a gold. So it's a little bit over, 1 gold per day.
And how many days is it to see it if you go by caravan, roughly?
She says, I'm sure it's several weeks. Let me see. Actually, before
Yeah, honestly, just the 7 silver per day, it's not the the worst pay ever. But I do think he would try and argue it all at 12 silver, if he could. So that would be his going rate, given the extra skill that they bring to the table.
Per person or for the whole group?
She was talking about going to the Imperial City, right?
Honestly, I'm not 100% certain which location she currently has picked, but they would be, on the road.
Yeah, I think it's about 21 hexes. So yeah, it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so he would suggest that, given that they're all adventurers, I think 12 silver a day seems a fair price.
Alright, bust out... do you have the negotiation skill or anything like that? If not, you can
For
do...
Barding, no, he just has the charisma.
Do you have the game skill? Was that you? I don't know if you got that.
No, not the game skill.
Oh, it was seduction. That's what it was.
Yeah, and he definitely plans to use that to potentially earn himself some extra pay, but that's for him, that's not something he would be planning to share for the group.
The game skill. I'm thinking of my future game. It's called seduction.
But yeah. And so I guess just a flat charisma check.
Yeah. Also go ahead and put a 2 modifier in there. Taking into account your history with her. $12 silver per day.
And that's a solid 8.
8 on the charisma. Alright. I'm gonna roll hers, which is gonna be resisted. She's got 2d8.
Damn.
She says, let's see here. She says, I can meet you halfway there. 10 silver per day.
Nice round number. I like it. Yeah, that will work with us. And then he will try and sort of lean in and whisper. And there's always other services at night that could be discussed.
She smiles. She says, I knew I liked you.
He smiles and he says that he will reach out and they will be ready post haste.
She says, good then. We should be leaving before nightfall. We have made arrangements with some guards. I don't think they're going to be letting too many people out of the city. So
Yeah,
try-
that is understandable. I will make sure to be there before then. I mean, this is still morning, right?
Yeah, it's like afternoon, I think. Maybe around 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. So I think you got maybe about 4 more hours.
Yeah,
At
so
least.
the kid doesn't really have any other things to do in the city or plans, so he will pretty much head straight for the group and then inform them of the news. And if he cannot find them, he is gonna be on that fucking caravan.
Ah,
Alright, make one D100 roll to see if any random encounters happen for you on your little excursion.
He has a 10.
go.
Alright, that means something happens. So, I'm gonna roll. Doesn't mean it's bad.
random encounter. Woo.
Get arrested. Too bad.
Caught by guards.
Again, Digi is very glad that he has invested in this mask. Only does so much for him, but yeah.
Interesting. As you start to head back, you notice a strange smell that catch your like just a little waft, of incense, right? And it seems like really potent and enjoyable. Or when you turn, you notice there's a kind of an alleyway, almost like depicted here in this image, but it's kind of a
Is it
little
like
bit
a spice
darker.
market or like?
Yeah, yeah.
What does it smell like?
Yeah, it's like a, and when you look down the alleyway, you notice that there's like lots of different like, merchants and stuff sitting in their tents and everything. But you notice this one merchant who is sitting down there smoking this long pipe. He has a turban on his head. He has darker skin and kind of a strange eye, and he seems to be looking at you. He waves for you to like come over there.
Yeah, he does. I mean, on his way out, he might as well make some deals, potentially buy some interesting spices, or, I mean, guys can cook, right?
Yeah.
Like meth or
Hey, if it's good food, it's good food.
Okay.
Cooked it.
You start to head over there, but we'll get back to that in a second. Alright, you guys get back to the scene of the crime.
I mean, not necessarily a crime or like a natural disaster in the form of Takeshi.
would y'all be opposed to a concealment?
Nah.
No.
Should have a cool image for this.
Except I do not have that skill.
Are you guys going to the top side, or are you going like sneaking into the hideout?
We're not gonna go top side. Might as well just go through the sewers and do it.
Okay.
Okay. I guess
Right?
I feel like by this point, there's probably at least a guard at the top side.
Yeah.
I mean that was
We don't need the concealment if we're going through the sewers.
yeah, I was just thinking about jumping into the hole, but like,
I mean, you could, but it would be kind of obvious.
Arthur pulls up a good point. So
Alright. Who wants to roll out of you guys? Out of the
as
sewer?
roll.
As
You guys want to encounter?
Yes.
Do a D100. 30%.
encounters are more fun.
Very fun.
Aw.
Damn it, Kaz.
It's because of the phone jank from last session.
Alright, where are you guys over here? Everything moving so slow. Alright, you guys got view there?
Yep.
Alright, you guys drop down into the sewers, starting to make your way, winding around through there. Everybody make a perception check, though, while you're down here.
Oh boy, perception.
I don't get my +3. I'm kind of sad.
Yeah, that's going now.
Double explosion.
Oh, nice. As you're moving through here, you notice there's a guy laying on the ground, a body up ahead. There's 2 arrows sticking in his back. The guy seems to be wearing just commoner clothes, nothing, no armor or anything like that. It's a little bit off.
back
of
is
the
facing
main
us,
path.
or-
Yeah, it's a little bit off of the main path that y'all are heading on. But it's not that far away. It's maybe up to 10 paces off of like a side passage.
A flashback to the log with the rat arrows in it. I think Kaz would be approaching the body to check the arrows with his bioscope.
Oh yeah, that's great. Good idea. All right. Yeah, go ahead and do your bowyer skill. I don't think this would be too difficult for you. Oh yeah, wouldn't
Nice.
matter anyway. You immediately know that I kind of want to whisper it to you, just so you can. So you can RP it. Did you get that whisper there?
Yep. Okay, so he like approaches the body, kneels down, kind of like tugs at the arrow, pulls one of the 2 out of the dude's body to check the tip and stuff. Kind of flicking the fletchings a bit, and then turns back at the party. The guards might be deeper into the hideout than we assumed. Like hold up the arrow towards Arthur. I've seen these being used by the guards we've been fighting.
I guess we sort of rushed them, right, guys? Okay.
There we go.
What may be waiting for us up ahead could be Imperial Guards instead of the Resistance.
I mean, yeah, but it's been like, how many hours has it been? Like 1, 2?
Yeah, we'll say about 2 hours.
And like, Kaz, how fresh is this guy?
He does look really fresh.
Still
If we,
warm.
So if we rush right now, we might be able to like help the resistance not all die while we're away. So, because if the resistance dies, our chance of standing up to the assault of the battalion is like 0. So we have to run at that rate.
Let me
Yeah.
run first and wait for maybe 3 breaths and then follow. 'Cause I can move quietly.
I suppose.
You move up ahead, Kaz.
Yeah.
Okay. As you start to move up ahead, do you have any weapons out? Anybody else?
I mean, Arthur's gonna pull out his sword and shield.
Hands.
My trusty crossbow. I think this is the time to use those +1 to hit arrows.
Okay, so you're trying to
Or
move
bolts.
quietly and hidden in the shadows there. Go ahead and do a concealment check if you're trying to be hidden. Nice. Quick. Nice.
That sounds like they failed their perception checks. We're potting.
And a new perception check for you.
Yo, he's really gone. That's crazy.
What if he was never here in the first place?
Oh my god.
Are you guys trying to hide too?
Yeah, I might as well with my stealth skill.
Yeah.
I am not stealthy, nor do I have the skill, but I guess I will. Now that the meat shield is hiding, might as well.
It defaults to perception, so you're using that roll basically for your perception and your hiding.
You know what? I guess I will do that.
Wait, should I roll perception or?
Yeah, please. And stealth as well.
Neither of these skills, Doug.
Stealth will go off of dexterity for you.
Fuck.
Okay. But you're moving ahead of them, right,
Yeah.
Kaz? So you're up ahead. They're as you're moving. Let's see, what's your perception there? Okay, cool. Nice. As you're moving through the passage, you can hear like talking going on farther down there. You're pretty sure you assume that that might be coming from the hideout, but it's like murmurs at this point. And but you guys are getting close to this place. As you round the corner, you notice there's this stream at the intersection. There's this like stream of thick water. Water is, I should say, loose term for the liquid that's moving through the intersection. But you notice some strange bubbles and stuff, like a stream of bubbles go by through the intersection, like something swimming under there. And then as you start to like move around the corner quietly, you hear somebody say, "Oh, it's you." And then out of the shadows, you notice Copper kind of appear. Like he was hidden really well, you know. And he's got his his dagger drawn. But he has his other hand up, like, hold your fire, you know.
Okay, I reckon I scared this guy. Lower my crossbow.
And he says, your friends are quite loud.
Yeah, there's a reason I went up first. Hiding's not their specialty.
What? Me with my 11 stealth loud?
No, it's
Because
the
of this
clanking
whole-
of potion bottles on each other.
Don't worry about it.
He says, he just smiles, you know. Yeah. And he says, any luck finding a new place to hide?
I think plans have changed. When we went to the Mages Guild, we got news that the war is going to be upon the city within a day or two.
And he doesn't seem like super surprised about it, you know. He nods, and then you can hear someone else walking up when you can see the glint of their armor. You guys kind of catch up at about that time. You notice Kaz is talking to this guy, to Copper.
Oh, it's Copper.
Oh my god. What's that guy?
He nods to you guys as you come up, and then Eric as well. Eric appears in full armor. He says, the hideout is secure. There is no need to relocate now.
Do we know Eric?
Yes,
Yeah,
you know,
it's-
Mr. Helm. He's the
Yeah.
guy.
He was
Anyway,
the one that was
I'm
in
gonna-
charge after Alien left to do some strange secret mission.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the Eye of Truth at him, see if he's like lying to me, because like that's kind of weird.
The Eye of Truth.
I think that's what that's used for, right? Is that illusions? I don't know.
The crystal that you have?
Yeah, it's a rock.
That, if I remember, that thing is usually like break it and it cleanses an illusion. Or dispels an illusion.
Just throw it at him.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Throwing rocks.
I don't believe you have a stone.
It didn't lie to me. That was my rock of truth.
That's awesome. I can't remember if that was something that was from the core book or let me see. What's it called exactly? Do you?
Pretty sure it's called Eye of Truth. Eye of Truth. That's what it's called.
Okay. Nothing else written down about it though.
No. I mean, it.
There was a
comes-
description when we first got it.
Yeah, I got a companion. I think it's a companion. He
I feel like it's in its intended purpose, but it's very funny.
you busted out anyway, just in case.
Yeah. So, like,
I think you have the thaumaturgy skill though too. So
I do have a thaumaturgy skill. Does it help in any way?
and that's for identifying magic items. So,
Yeah,
but
but, like-
I know you guys already identified it, right?
Yeah, but like, so like, can I identify the goopy water? Because like, it's extra goopy, and that's kind of weird.
Oh, that's just like nasty
Diarrhea.
fecal matter.
Oh, it's just oh.
Yeah, it's just waste.
Is it just shit?
It's like, use the Eye of Truth. See the shit.
Bro, I swear, 8 people died yesterday. There should be like significantly less shit in this water.
There was something moving under it though.
Oh, I thought that was copper coming out of the water.
Yeah. No.
That cover came out of the shit water.
Yeah, 'cause you're like, oh, something's swimming under there, and then copper came out. I was like, holy shit, this guy's
Yeah.
dedicated.
No, he was just hiding in the shadows. There was something moving though in the water.
I would have been real though for that.
That's funny. Here it is.
Mm.
No, it's not in there. It's not in there. It's not in there, so now I'm looking in the core book.
You see, the Eye of Truth does many things, but tell the truth when someone's lying to you is not one of them.
It's a stone.
Yeah, it's a crystal that breaks, and then it like truth. No, Arthur.
It probably
you
does. I believe he was right. Whoever said it shattered illusions.
Yeah, Arthur. If I just broke that on your face, would I see your face? Because like,
It's not an X-ray
mask.
mask.
He's a real mask.
It's not an illusion.
Yeah.
If you hit a big enough strength check, then you'll see his face afterwards.
Holder
You break
sees through
Arthur's
illusions.
mask, oh boy.
if I throw the rock hard enough, I can just see your face through the power of truth.
It's
You're
a
right,
one-time
and then,
use.
that'd probably be the last thing you'd see.
You would see his true face though.
Just see your face and die.
Yeah, it breaks illusions. It shatters them. Alright, so you probably pull out the stone and then remember what it does, and don't do that.
Aw.
I mean, unless you want to throw it at him and shatter it.
Yes.
and waste it. But it's like,
Yes. Yeah, we'll do this.
you
It is
do
worth
want, you want to throw it? You want to shatter it?
Yes, I'm going to throw it.
Alright, or go ahead and it doesn't
What was
shatter.
that?
It bounces off of him.
Wow. Okay.
The
Durable
GM
rock.
saving your ass.
It's a durable ass rock.
I'm gonna roll though. 30% chance it falls into the shit.
No. Please.
Okay, no.
Oh, shit,
And
rock.
the poo monster gets to eat it.
It bounces off of him and falls to the ground. He looks at it and he's like, "What the hell was that?"
It's my truth rock. It tells the truth.
He like looks over at Copper, and Copper shrugs, and he says, one of the mages, Signy is her name. She was able to create some sort of magical wall or something. The guards, they're still looking around at the store. They're pulling bodies out. But for now, I believe we're safe.
Okay, well, we really need to break this news that the war is upon us in like 1 to 2 days.
Eric says Alien believes we'll be safe down here for the time being.
We're just gonna hide out the war?
Just
We're not gonna
gonna let-
do anything?
Gonna let the poor people just die? Okay,
It's
then.
going to be a lot harder to hide under the nose of the Batagi compared to the Imperial Guard.
I mean, they are your people.
Copper says, I plan on making quite a bit of money sneaking people out of the city.
I mean, I can respect a businessman, like, honestly, that's kind of respectable. I have nothing else to say. Yeah, go off.
Go off, King.
Copper like shrugs, you know, he's like, I plan to stay here, make some coin off of this war.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, like, I plan to, like, stop the war or maybe, like, win the war, but You can do that. Anyway, let's go see Alien, guys. Or wait. Is Alien even here? Can we just go see the rest of the refugees or whatever?
Eric nods. He says, yes, he's here.
Oh, very cool.
Before we go, I'm gonna ask them about like, what's with the body in the sewer.
Copper, looks to you guys. He says that was one of my men.
Unfortunate.
Some of the guards did come down here, but we led them off the other passageway. He was a good man. He gave his life so that the refugees might still stay hidden. As you guys are starting to make your way towards the place, we're gonna go back to see what Takeshi's doing real quick.
He's smoking magic weed.
I mean, depends on how much it costs, but like he is considering buying a prodigious quantity of it.
Classic Takeshi.
It's like, fuck it, I gotta pass the time for these next 2 weeks somehow.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he is gonna be busy for those 2 weeks, given who's
Do
on the caravan.
philosophy while you're on a different planet mentally.
Oh my god. Takeshi just smokes the weed and then he
Or
just
on a
wakes
different
up
plane.
2 weeks later. It's 2 weeks later. He time skipped.
Honestly, that's how he needs to look at these herbs. Like, this is not a narcotic. This is a philosophy aid. These are philosophy vitamins. Like, these are meant to help your brain flow all out of your skull.
He can become enlightened if he just smokes the narcotic, guys. It's all for the sake of philosophy.
You walk over to the merchant. Boom, there he is.
I instantly trust this man, mostly because the only other guy who had a monkey we trusted and it was good. So
He has a monkey. Yep.
He says, he smiles at you really big. Says, takes a puff off of the pipe. He says, may I interest you in some of my wares? And you can see all along the table, he's got different herbs and spices and stuff. And
well, a friend of mine is an alchemist. He might be stopping by soon. However, I am more of a curious shopper. So that depends entirely on what these things are and what they do.
he says, if you have the coin, I have very special items. And he produces some of powders that he has. Some of them are magical in nature. Can you roll? Actually, everybody roll a D100, please, and I'll just use that.
See what he's had, what's in stock. Okay.
Yeah.
We do have an alchemist and someone who has knowledge on basic poisons, so go smoke your shit, King.
Yeah, he could be poisoning you, but go off.
I mean, a good poison is worth paying for. Like, don't you want
Yeah,
to
you don't
fucking
need the drug
poison your
resistance
balls?
skill, you got us.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
don't-
like, I can buy the ingredients and then give them to you, and you can make shit out of them.
I don't think we need the. Actually, I might need the ingredients.
Yeah,
Actually,
like I mean, hey, it's great that you have the skill, but last I checked, you do not make poison out of thin air. Like air, as shitty as it is in the sewers, it's not poisonous.
well, I could probably make a poison out of shit though.
That is a possibility, and that's why I'm buying the herbs, so you can do that.
He has an elixir of mending, which basically fixes severed limbs. It's a very, very good one. 48.
Holy shit.
Heavy mana potions. 22. Dust of Entanglement. Magical trap, basically. When you throw the dust at them, it creates these vines that grow really fast and wrap around people in a 1.5 hex radius. And then one more, Takeshi. Go ahead and do a D100, please.
Oh, 100.
28. The Dust of Shadow. It creates a 2.5 hex radius of magical darkness. Basically like a big orb of shadow.
Hmm. And what would be the pricing on each of these?
And that's the good part, because he's giving you like major deal on these. So he, from the book, they're quite expensive, but the Dust of Shadow. Let's see. Anything that you would be interested in out of these things?
Hmm. What was the 31? The 31 was the restore severed limbs. Well, I mean, he doesn't really know anyone who has severed limbs yet, but that one sounds like it could be handy down the line.
Yeah, that
And
one's
then,
good.
and then potentially the shadow one also seems like it would have some utility.
15 gold for the elixir of mending. He says you can lose a arm and pour this on and it'll reconnect your arm back. It sounds like craziness, but you have studied some magic, right? Being a Mudai.
Yeah, and he's also like his parents are adventurers, so he's a little bit more, like into the There's crazy magic and potions and magical items and shit. Like that's feasible.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, the Dust of Shadow. He would give you for 4 gold. The Dust of Shadow.
Yeah, I think Takeshi has been sort of sold on the dust, not so much on the elixir of mending, mostly because looking at it, like the way he sees it, he'd rather not lose the arm than prepare himself for the eventuality of losing an arm.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hope that doesn't happen and then be like, oh no, I didn't buy the elixir of mending.
And also, I mean, 4 gold is way easier to part with than, 15.
Yeah, definitely.
And this thing he actually can imagine himself using in a fight. Like, imagine there's a caster trying to get a lock on him, or a fucking guy with an arrow and bow just trying to shoot him down, and he just goes like, nope, you don't see shit.
Yeah. So he has 2 of those available if you want to buy them each for 4 gold apiece.
I think since he has 4 of them, he would try and haggle. I mean, he's not the best at haggling, but he might as well.
Okay. Let's see. I'm rolling percentile. Oh. Alright, he does have one more thing. The target number for his haggle is... I'm rolling it right here. 11.
Nope.
Yeah, he says
But yeah.
4 gold. So as low as he can.
Yep, he's happy to pay that price. He will buy 2 of those.
Nice. One more item. One more special item. He has a rune for sale and a magic ring.
And what would what would the ring do, and what would the rune do?
Oh, I mean, on top of that, he does have some narcotics, especially stuff to smoke. He has opium. He has.
Right, but what is the ring and the rune for?
Okay, let's find out that first. Can you roll a percentile, please? And a d6. And then one more percentile. Alright. Oh, nice. Okay, so the ring is a the ring is a magical ring. It's +2 to your AR rating.
That's fairly handy. So just a magic armor upping ring.
Yeah, it's a mertaculum ring.
And the rune?
The rune is a venom rune. This can be placed into a armor or an item to give you toxic resistance, or you can place it into a blade to give you poison damage.
And how much resistance does it do if we put it in armor?
10 toxic resistance.
He could start stacking that. He already has a sizable amount, but... And how much is the rune and the ring?
The rune is 8 gold. And the ring is... math. 12 gold. 12 gold and 12 gold and 2 silver.
Honestly, judging all of these items, I think he will just probably go and put back the smoke, the like night creating smoke, and he will sink it all into the ring. So he will just buy the ring, but the ring seems like the smartest purchase of all of them.
Okay, so not the magic darkness.
Yeah, so he'll just pay the 12 gold to silver to buy the ring.
Alright, awesome. Any powders or narcotics?
Oh yeah, it depends. What does he have in terms of mundane powders and their effects?
He has Razinaka. Is a let's see, Naka weed. It's a relaxant. It adds D8 to charisma and perception, but negative to body. Has a 4 addiction rating, and it's 5 gold. He's got really good prices. That's the only reason that this is.
Yeah, I imagine like the ring originally would be a lot more expensive than 12 gold, given
Right.
what it does.
Right. And then he has witch spice and opium. Opium gives you no trauma, no pain, and gives you plus D6 to intelligence and minus D6 to willpower. The witch weed is plus D8 to perception and intelligence, minus D8 to willpower. That's a speed and a stimulant.
Hmm.
All of those are basically like 5 gold for a sack of it. Or a dose.
Yeah,
You know.
looking at them, none of them really interest Takeshi. And yeah, I think looking at it, he's just double backing if there's anything he sort of like immediately needs. But yeah, the more he thinks about it, the more he feels like, yeah, this ring was a good purchase. This ring will come in handy.
Alright, cool. He says, many thanks. Hopefully I will see you soon.
Well, depends on how much you travel. I intend to be, well, on about my adventuring ways. You know how it is. But I will remember you when I make use of this ring in my battles. It was a good purchase.
Alright, when you leave, we go back to everybody else. You guys make your way back into the hideout. I'm gonna put you guys in the kitchen area. Back into the kitchen where it all happened. Actually, I don't know if this is where it all happened. The room that was the main throne room is just destroyed now.
You know, it's kind of weird how we had a throne room considering like no one was a king.
Yeah, calling it a throne room isn't really accurate either, but it just kind of looked like a throne room. But when you find the alien, he's actually sitting with the guy, Kalim, the guy with the monkey.
Oh,
And there's a couple of guards in there too, just watching over, guarding the doors. Alien looks over when you guys walk in. And he nods to you guys. He says, "How goes it, my
Okay.
friends?"
not very well. The war is on its way. The battalion is 1 or 2 days away from this place, so we really need to get on with the whole like destroying the government thing. Not destroying, like we just need to become the government so we can fight the war. That's it.
He stands up and starts to pace. Kalim seems a little saddened by this news, but Kalim says, "What do you have planned, old friends?"
Arthur, this is where you come in. You're the strategist and all that, so do that thing you do.
Me?
Yeah, you do war strategy, I think, right?
So what you're
Just
saying
saying.
is you can't just regurgitate what I told you and then claim it as your own idea this time.
I wasn't gonna do that, but I guess I could now that you're okay. Then, I guess you don't want your own credit, whatever. So basically, what we're gonna do is,
I don't need the credit. I don't care for it.
yeah, but like you could probably explain it better than me because I don't know what this means.
Alright, fine, whatever. Anyways. So, I'm not gonna bore you with the simple details. We know very well that there is a problem with, whoever's in charge right now. Or there might, maybe not the direct person in charge, but those with power, there's some problem. Otherwise, there'd be no way that the city won't be aware of the fact that, or they wouldn't just be finding out that there's an enemy army on their doorstep, and it's pretty much too late to start evacuating citizens or anything like that. Putting it simply, there's someone in power who is very much, on the enemy side. Therefore, realistically speaking, there's only 3 things we can do. 1, try to hide out, but I doubt that would work considering Kaz's people's there, and he's a rather good hunter. They'd probably sniff us out really quickly. 2, we can do our decisive strike as quickly as possible, try to take over, and convince guards that, convince the guards that we're not just trying to take over, but we are in fact doing this for the good of the people, but we both need some kind of evidence and some kind of justifiable cause. After all, they wouldn't randomly trust us, who have been fighting them for a while now. Or 3, we can evacuate everyone that we possibly can, give up on the city, and perhaps see if we can reclaim it another time. Those are realistically the 3 options we have.
Alien nods. He says, "That is a suicide mission. Sneaking into the castle, taking out the leader."
I mean, how should I say? No matter what, in 2 days the resistance won't exist anymore. Or perhaps it will under a different cause this time, if you successfully escape and try to regroup outside and, gather people. But what are the odds that you're going to be able to siege a city? In the end, you'll end up having to do a decisive strike to try to take out their high leadership, no matter what, pretty much. It's just a matter of whether you're willing to wait or not.
He says, well, this is what we were trying to get ready for. We're going to have to make a decision tonight.
Correct. You're officially out of time.
We can gather everyone for the meeting after sunsets.
That does also remind me of something. That woman, the Mage Guild leader, or Arcane Malefactor, whatever it's called, the Hall. There's something slightly off about her. I'm not sure it's in a bad way, though. It seems more like she might know a bit more than she's letting on. Or she already knows something and is refusing to believe it. Tell me, does she have any connection to anyone higher up?
He thinks on it for a second and starts to twirl his dagger, and he says that one's untrustworthy. The only one I'm capable of even being in a room with is Signy. I mean, currently Signy is concentrating on keeping an illusion alive so that we can stay down here.
I don't suppose I can ask her any questions.
Aye, she can still talk with you.
Wonderful.
She would certainly know more about,
Because I feel like this is the first time in a while there's finally a tangible tail to grab. Do you understand what I mean?
He nods. He looks over at Lark, and he says, maybe your idea about this takeover wasn't so crazy after all.
Well, I do dream.
I fear that many would die, sneaking into the Lord's manor.
No matter what, many will die. I can't imagine that. What's the word I'm looking for? There are only two options, really, for what's going to happen when that enemy marches through. The first is that they're going to siege the city and eventually be let in, or the moment they arrive, they're going to be let in. Now the question is, what are they going to do with enemy citizens? Are they going to allow them to live? Or are they just going to enslave everyone? What do you think?
We can force a siege by breaking the mechanism to the gate.
That's very possible.
I suppose that entirely depends on whether the gates is whether there's a mechanism to open the gate or whether they're just big doors. Because I've seen both, and I do not remember what we walked through.
I'm pretty sure it was a gate, though.
Do you know, Rogue?
Sorry, you talking about the gates of the city?
There might
Yeah,
have
are they
been a
just
moat.
like big doors, or are they like gates that you need a mechanism to open?
Yeah, they have a portcullis and stuff like that.
I see. I'm not sure if that would necessarily force a siege, but that would force them to
It would
break
buy
down
ti-
the
it would buy
doors. A little bit, at most.
And I believe
It
there
would
was
cause
a,
confusion, mostly.
I believe there was a moat around the city too, and then it has like a sewage dumps out into that moat, and that's how the smugglers were going in and out. You know.
There's a bridge to the city, isn't there?
It's the gate, right? Because that was like a drawbridge.
It wasn't a drawbridge. I remember it was a stone bridge.
Hmm.
I see.
But-
Look at that image.
You know, like, since we only have 2 days at most to do this, we should all really just decide, like, right now what we're going to do. So we can use right now to do that, then tomorrow to prepare for the siege or leave.
Correct. So, what's the word I'm looking for? There's another way out of the city. Not a lot of people can go through it at once. But conversely, we could always... Well, I don't know if the Resistance has the resources for it, but if we must stall out an army, then perhaps destroying the bridge might not be a terrible idea.
Okay. Well, if we do decide to do this, I would say, like, Kaz or Arthur, whichever one. You guys, one of you two, go to the bridge, while I and the other one go to the castle, I guess. I don't
No,
know.
no, no, you're mistaking the order of operations here. The first thing to do would be to break the bridge. That would be the most important thing to do, because that would buy us days of time.
Takeshi is here.
Okay. Oh,
Takeshi, are
Takeshi.
you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna say you walk in for the sake of time and stuff.
Oh, okay. He will walk in, and as this talk goes through, he goes, "Well, I have some great news. Depending on what it is that you guys want to do, there
That's
is
what we're figuring out.
a guarantee of 140 silver each. Quick and easy trip down memory lane and away from the encroaching army. However, it does leave before nightfall."
Hmm.
Does the mercenary value honor or money?
Nah.
I mean, wait a second. What fucking honor? Like, what obligation has any one of us made?
Oh, none.
Anyone? Yeah.
Well,
so
I suppose I
so
have
like
paid
like
once
fucking
already.
chill it with the honor.
Though what's the word I'm looking for? Loath to see an entire city fall without much of a fight.
I mean, there's no reason we couldn't help on our way out. I just, you know, don't really see the value in us sticking around for a few more days on maybes when, again, 140 silver each.
Look,
Cold
the
hard
money
money.
isn't much of a problem. At this point in time, I can go anywhere and make a decent amount of money if I really want to. It's... what's the word I'm looking for? There's a good chance that... Could you move us to the map for a second, Rogue?
Mm-hmm. We'll say there's a map on the wall too, there, and you guys just go over to it, or on the table.
This is the only... was it? We're not that far off from a different empire. But
Yeah, would you want me to bring the southern map out, or do you just want to? Are you fine looking at this one?
I mean, we're fine looking at this one. We're here. We came from this way, the Lost Sticks. Was it the nearest city, or was it what city were you trying to go to, Takeshi?
And that is a question for Rogue, because I have no fucking clue. I just know how long it takes to get there.
Oh, Aticrolus is right over here. That's the capital of the empire.
I see. So, but here's the issue. I assume the empire that's invading is Balklazar?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's the war between the, like, they come from the Vazundanal, and then they've made their way all the way west to where we are.
Yeah.
It's like an alliance between, like,
Okay.
underneath a black flag of the Fatagi and the Molfine in the desert of Vazundanal, and then they, Arcadia and Vazundanal.
And so, have they taken over everything in this entire thing, or what's been going on?
That's probably everybody would probably know that. Yeah. It seems like they're sweeping across the country here, taking over places. They haven't taken over Dalewind yet, but we're gonna say they have taken over Baltazar. They already own Vasgar, so they've cut the country in half right here. At this point,
I see.
and
Putting it simply, if we were to go with your way, Takeshi, we would end up stuck.
No.
Pulling money by a boat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're already stuck. If we go with my way, I'm offering us a way out and a way to potentially become pirates, which are two very good ideas.
Yeah, but you'll lose out on your orcs.
I don't
What's
like
to the
water.
south of us?
Yeah, that actually pisses me off. But then again, I mean, were there really any orcs? Like, I have heard of orcs. I have not seen orcs.
Yeah, because we've been in the city for the past 6 days.
Seen half works, Takeshi.
Those do not count. They died
You-
in one hit.
That
Those
makes
were
one-
not real orcs.
Look, don't talk about the half orc. He's very disappointed in it. But what I'm trying to say here is this is real. What's the word I'm looking for? No matter what happens, we're just gonna constantly end up running if we leave now. We're gonna run from them all the way to Atacrellis, and then they'll probably take that as well. If, they do the exact same thing that they're trying to do here or there, they'll probably succeed because, no one is anything the wiser. And, well, once they take that, I assume that they'll probably go north, and they'll just keep going. And where do we go? I mean, they already have, what is it, Vasgar? Bakazar? I'm terrible with names.
Yeah,
We could
Vascar.
go to Etikrolis and then get a ship, kind of dodge the port of Vaskar, try and make it to Kaldane before it's taken over, and then into Theed.
Yeah, but
Again, like I am.
all
I
we're
am
doing
in
is running.
favor. I mean, hey, maybe that's one way of looking at it, but I am one for following the Spice Road where the gains are guaranteed and the sites are varied versus what is this place even? Vladicus? I mean, we've
Yeah,
been
it's
here for
Vladicus.
yeah, we've been here for a while.
We've been here for a week.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this city. Is all I'm saying.
We could go to Bruise.
Look, all I'm saying is we're running out of time. We're just going to be running and running and running and running. Is that it? Is that your grand adventure, Takeshi? To run for the rest of your life?
Let me put it this way: adventure does not involve staying in one place forever. Adventure is all about the movement.
I mean, yeah, but like, you also make differences in the places that you visit while you adventure.
I
So
mean,
if you
we've
don't
made
make a-
plenty of differences to the city. I mean, arguably, we're the ones who made it fall.
What?
I mean, think about it. If it wasn't for us, there would be a lot less death. A lot less death.
If it
in the
wasn't
city.
for us, the city wouldn't even have a chance of defeating or potentially like coming out on top. So
There would
What do
be
you mean?
0 mages.
yeah, mage is gone.
And as you know very well, mages are a strategic resource when it comes to a war.
True.
It's not like... what is it? Takeshi, I know you don't want to sit in one place. I don't honestly want to either. And my instincts are telling me to run away. They've never been wrong. It's how I've survived for so long. Well, no, I've survived because of luck, but that's a different story. What I'm trying to say is, this might be a chance to turn around and make it big on the world stage. Because it's not like we're completely out of options. There are things we can do. If we were out of options, I would have left.
That is a fair point. Okay, let me put it this way. Right now, I'm really thinking this through with what you have suggested, and the way I see it, there is one thing that would instantly get me aboard this plan of staying.
What?
Shutting, yeah, well, that's an obvious one. But the other thing is getting those gates shut down and disabled before nightfall.
See,
Like right now, probably.
Yeah, like either the way I see it, either I'm on the caravan or I'm not on the caravan. If the caravan stays in the city, though, I'm not on the caravan.
The 4 of us in a crippled city have no chance of winning this fight.
but
If you
We
want to
don't
make a stand,
nec-
you can make it in a different city.
you're mistaken. We don't need to win the fight. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not going to allocate all of their resources to take Vladicus, a city that they know doesn't is plagued with internal conflict. They want to get through Vladicus as quickly as they possibly can and then move on. It's a strategic location against their empire, but it's not very useful going into the Atacralian Empire. I mean, the closest city is to the south, and they probably just want to push directly into the capital and then, completely destroy any chance that this empire has of forming a resistance. Or of any kind. We don't, like I said, need to fight them properly We just need to either stall them or make us just look a bit too annoying to deal with. And one of the very easy ways of doing that is destroying the bridge.
You can do that tonight, and then we leave.
Yeah, well, again, I'm with you so long as the bridge destruction happens before the caravan leaves, because like that is a payment that we will not be able to repeat when it comes to leaving the city and making our way elsewhere. Like that's free money walking away.
Hold on a second, I've just thought of something.
You know, I agree with the breaking of the bridge. We should do that.
We break the bridge, and then we harass the orcs.
Now that's an amazing idea. I'm in.
If we harass the
then-
orcs and we get
Then they have to deal with the orcs and potentially a siege of the city, meaning there's a massive fucking stopgap we can use to make our merry way elsewhere.
if we decide to leave, yes.
You know, like, I feel like it's either one or the other. Or we can just send a group of people to do the orc thing, I guess.
Do we know where the orc cave is?
I mean,
like
we
English
know
to
where,
see?
like, you know where their, like, woods are. Like, you know where their direction is. We don't know where they are exactly.
Well, because if they're to the west, then the orcs might be in the way of Takeshi's girlfriend.
Yeah, on the map, you do know that you can see the Crow Wilderness. I mean, you know where the jungle is.
The way I see it, 3 things need to start happening tonight. 1, we need to break the bridge. It doesn't matter if people are trying to come into the city. It's unfortunate for the people trying to leave the city. Copper can make money as well, so he's not going to complain too much about it. But we have not only do we have to break the bridge, we have to make it very unrepairable and uncrossable.
That could be a job for the Mage Guild.
I can just set it on fire.
Just setting a bridge on fire isn't going to do much. We need to... It might cripple the city in the long run, but we have to destroy its structure.
We can leave that to Alien while our party goes and does.
The second thing, we need to begin harassing the orcs immediately so that they start coming into conflict with those, with the approaching army. And then the third thing is we need to immediately begin shifting the public sentiment against the current government, spreading things and really, really spreading the rumors around of they're trying to give away the city, they didn't know when an army was on their doorstep, things like this. These are the 3 things that need to happen immediately.
Okay. Let's do that, Arthur. If, like, Alien and his group agree to it, I guess. So they
We
haven't
can
said
have the
anything.
resistance work on the bridge. Lark can work on changing the opinion of the people. And then, I don't know, me and maybe some of the people in the Thieves Guild can poke at the orcs hideout.
There's also the... We need to first scout out the orcs because, what's the word I'm looking for? We need to find out whether they'd be willing or not to poke at an army. Because if there isn't that many of them and they're very small and all of that and they're not willing to go for it, then there's no point in wasting our time with that.
I mean, aren't the orcs, like, cannibals? So, like, I feel like there's
They're strong enough to have
a lot
legends about
that's
them.
there. So,
So I mean, from what we heard when we first arrived, they were even doing things like sneaking into the city. I don't know what they were doing by sneaking into the city. I don't know how they were sneaking into the city. But they were, so they were doing it for a reason. Would you know anything about that, Alien?
He nods. He says, Copper says he's run into them before.
Do you know what they were doing?
He says, well, usually they stay to themselves, but sometimes they do raid places. They raid farming houses, they raid wagons.
So, Copper might have some information about them.
They might have been scouting. I know that the Atacrolian soldiers are afraid of them. They've sent entire companies into the jungles before in an attempt to
Then
trade with them and defeat them. And they've been wiped out.
I wonder if there's a possibility of using them in another way besides just harassing them. We'll have to see another time. There are too many thoughts going through my head to properly express everything I'm thinking of right now. But, Alien, of the 3 things that I mentioned, what can you do? What can you have the Resistance start working on immediately? Or call a meeting, talk about it, figure out who's willing to actually help or not, and then something needs to start getting worked on.
We could certainly blow up the bridge. Blow it up. Disable it somehow.
What was it called?
That's good.
Yeah, bridge.
Then also do start just having some help, perhaps even having some of the refugees start just walking around, gathering spots, talking about it. We need to be as quick as possible, and the bridge will only buy us if they start cutting down trees to make makeshift bridges and pontoons and such. Maybe pontoon isn't the right word, I forget. But they'll eventually figure out a way to cross if they're desperate to do so. So the next thing to do is immediately start working on trying to get into the palace and getting to the higher-ups.
I do have a spy. I'm supposed to meet with tonight. Perhaps you all could join me.
I will have to say yes to this offer.
You can do the talking, Lark. I'm not great at that. It's not my thing.
Okay. We'll let the magic man work his magic.
He nods. He says, after the twin suns set.
Wait, we have 2 sons?
Yep.
Yo, that's so cool.
One of them's evil.
Can't believe it.
So Khalif, he starts talking about the stories about the place. The Crow Wilderness, he knows about the Crow Wilderness stories. And the Crow Wilderness has, they're supposed to have, cities of gold and stuff, and adventurers that have gone there and seen entire cities, made of gold, but the orcs are savage, and they war with each other, these tribes. They eat, mortals and people that come in there. So they have a very scary reputation. But he ends up telling you guys more information about that, lost cities out there. There were temples to the god. The way he describes it, it's basically like a T-Rex type thing. When he describes it,
A life finds a way. Huh.
Yeah, the giant lizard god is like reptiles. They like the reptiles. But he tells you the stories about that, and while he smokes his pipe, and the monkey sits on his shoulder. Anything else you guys want to do while you're here?
I don't really think that we have the time to do anything here.
I mean, the most pressing thing is the bridge, but apparently Alien is taking care of that, so I guess let's go to the meeting?
As Khalif is telling these stories, can I just have him help me with this spell? Because, I have 19 days left on it. I need to learn it, please.
I don't think you're getting it anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening in a day.
Jeez.
What spell are you talking about?
Iron Maiden.
That would be such a useful spell, too.
Did you get another point of intelligence?
Yes, since last session.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
it change your dice at all? Or not your dice, your spell time, but like your did you go up a rank in
No.
Because I would let you re-roll.
Oh.
So if
Okay.
you can up your intelligence, you can re-roll your research.
But
Yeah,
we
I
can't
think we
really-
actually got pretty good rolls. It was just a problem of like even with pretty good rolls, there is still like a limit.
Yeah, I
Very
think he
sad.
maxed it though. I think he rolled like a 6 on his
Yeah, I
like
rolled
a
60
6
days.
weeks, which totally sucks. Or you can try learning a different spell.
Nah. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have another spell to learn.
Because there are other
Lark, you have my
spells.
bow, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I do have your bow.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that from my stuff. You have no arrows, but I don't have the bow, so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write that in right now. Oh,
When's the last time you guys went up a level?
Last session.
I think last session for
our last
me,
session.
Yeah,
we got a decent amount of saga points.
Yeah, it depends. Like all of us are scattered. I'm currently sitting at 8.
What did you do with your attribute point, Lark?
It's an intelligence, I believe. That's why I'm at 28.
Okay, let me check this out.
So smart.
I know I just entered 8, like barely. I'm at 203 total saga points.
250.
You're at 250? You're level 9?
Yeah.
27. Yeah, that changed the dice.
God damn, how do you have so much more than me?
I think you started at a slightly lower level, because I think I'm the only person that hit every single session.
Well,
That's
no, I know
probably
that.
true.
What is it? I know I started like a lower level than you guys, but we've been the same level for quite a while.
That there was also, I think, occasionally, like maybe like once or twice, I've gotten extra SP for doing something.
I suppose that's fair enough.
Like I think I got a little bit extra for running away from those dudes,
Ah,
and then also, one of the spider fights, or one of the big fights.
fair enough.
As growth is on another level.
He is the
It's
main
because
character.
I'm playing ADC and I keep last hitting everything. I'm getting all the CS.
God,
I hate you. Stop.
that's a bit.
So, Lark, your dice did change, so you get to re-roll it now.
Yo, I get, and then I get 5 weeks.
Yeah, roll your spell time. If it's higher, then yeah, then just
1 week. Hell yeah.
there we go.
So happy. Now I have 10 days.
And then you
Oh,
do
wait.
the research roll. Do you have research skill?
Yes, I do have research skill.
Okay. And a week in this world is 10 days. Yeah. So
Wait. Research, right? I do
What's-
not actually have research skill.
you don't have the
Apparently.
research skill.
No.
Oh, that's how you get
Okay.
spells like really fast. So, because whatever you roll on the research skill, that's how many days.
Oh
are
wait, no I
taken off.
do. Why is it, it just doesn't show up in my skills? Yeah, there it
I was
is.
gonna say, I'm pretty sure Rogue told you to grab the skill.
Yeah, and I did, but
Cool.
okay, what is this?
Yeah.
Rhea Surge.
You just misspelled it.
I spelled it wrong. Whatever.
That works too.
And now I just know Iron Maiden.
Yeah, so we'll say that you go and start studying that for the time being, and then you make a breakthrough or something, however you want to decide that. Decide how that works. Takeshi's gonna miss out on the girlfriend meeting, I guess.
I mean, the idea was like if they break the bridge before she leaves, well, she's staying in the city anyway, because it's like the guards were about to let her through the gate before sundown, and he was specific like, hey, if we can get the gate destroyed before sundown, I'm in.
You son of a bitch, you know that?
Yep.
I don't know, if you want to let her go, Kaz can track a caravan, probably.
Yeah, but then we would lose out on the payment for guarding the caravan.
I'll just show up late and be like, Whoops.
So you want to blow up the bridge before sundown? Before she
Yeah, that
leaves?
would be Takeshi's main goal right now.
Okay, so he's pushing for it to get done faster. So you're probably helping them do that, right?
Yeah, I mean he's well, his research is like still I think a month, and he's like oh no, another month, a couple of weeks. I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks, and his intelligence did not go up, so he still has like nothing really important to burn time on.
Okay. Did you go up a level last time?
Nope.
No, not yet.
No, he went up a level like the session before that. That's where he got the new Chi power and the shiny blade, and then proceeded to miss like 4 or 3 consecutive attacks and summon a meteor. That was a good session for him. A lot of nat ones.
Yeah. All right. So he'll be working on the bridge then.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, with that blade of his, if it's a stationary target and he doesn't need it all to hit, he can cut some shit up. Like, heavy chain, done. Like, and specifically, this is the Ogre Blade with the strong durability, so, like, chances are, whatever the chains are made out of, they're softer than the blade.
Yeah. All right, Arthur, what are you doing?
I'm not really sure. I'm kind of responsible. I kind of thought of the entire plan that we're doing. I'm not really sure what more I can do.
Yeah. But you guys are all going together to meet the spy with the alien.
But that's at night, right?
Yeah, that is at nighttime.
I'm thinking there is one thing that Takeshi could do. I think he would, because after the bridge thing is done, he would probably still trying to catch up with Aranami and just go with the I'm so sorry that this didn't work out. Like definitely still planning to accompany you, whatever that is.
Nice.
I'm so sorry this happened. I don't know how something like this could have possibly happened.
Meanwhile, he's like right there.
And also, I mean, now that he knows that there are other guards, he's sort of like compelled to try harder because he knows like there's competition here.
She
Wait,
was
so our
holding
plan
that
is
young
to
guy's
destroy
face.
the bridge.
Yeah,
so
like
that-
he very much wants to redouble on his seductive practices.
So the plan to destroy the bridge is to stop an enemy army from actually being able to just walk into the city.
And then we're poking orcs
To see if we
on
can get them.
the other side to get them to fight.
Correct.
Aren't we trapping ourselves in a city? That's
Oh
in
yeah,
the middle of a
definitely. Like this
conflict
is another smart plan.
with guards
Oh,
that
no.
want to kill us.
Because we can get out of the city. Copper can always get us out if we pay him. We're not trapped. That's the most important thing.
There's the waterways too.
Yeah, we're not, but then we're gonna be evil for forsaking everybody. That's just like
I mean, what's the word
not
I'm
part
looking
of
for?
resistance.
We're trying our best because there's always the possibility that they just completely ransack and kill everyone in the city.
Like I don't want.
We have no idea what they're going to do.
I don't want to like railroad anybody at all. So I like wanted to be like total freedom, whatever you guys want to do, right? Like you can totally leave if you wanted to, or you could do whatever you want. You could go to the.
I mean that's why Takeshi was in like, hey, do you want to make 140 silver easy?
No.
Or there's also the necromancer side job.
True.
Yeah, fuck the city. Let's go get this guy's book and then leave.
I mean, the tomb is inside the city, so like,
Yeah, that's in the graveyard. That was
it's like
supposed
that's
to be
still an
done
option
tonight, I
even
think.
with the. Yeah.
Hey, Arthur, just do that while everyone else is like preparing. Get him his book.
Yeah, let's split the party into 4 different sessions. Arthur, go do the book. I'll go poke the nest. Lark will go talk to the spy and get the entire city to fight or something.
I
Takeshi
will.
will go fug his girlfriend.
I will say one thing.
I want to run one v
We might
ones for
not
everybody.
necessarily need to actually poke the orcs in the fashion of like, attacking them. There's always the possibility that someone like Takeshi could get them to attack the army.
Did you just say Takeshi could convince someone to fight for his sake?
See,
I mean,
normally,
not his fucking sake, because it's
see-
fun.
here's the thing. I would say you, but if anyone's gonna do anything with orcs, I feel like it's gonna be him.
Also, I mean,
You
what do you
know?
mean convince? Hit hard enough. Their battle, go fight.
Yeah, something like that.
Like,
Takeshi
there
1v1's the
is
chieftain.
a universal language to be understood among orcs, and that language is violence.
He
Yeah,
punches
he
the first orc.
beheads an orc and is like, I am your god.
I mean, with the shit he can do now with the combo attack and like 5 hits, who knows?
Alright, so, what about Kaz? Do you guys want to just, like, skip forward to the meeting? Or what do you guys want to do?
I feel like a lot of us are basically decision paralyzed.
Can I
mean, it's
try
not
and
like-
increase the more like modify more bolts in the time that we have?
Yeah, definitely.
Also, would Takeshi be able to successfully ease an enemy into the, like, we're still in this together situation?
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so Lark's doing that. Kaz is working on bolts. Takeshi's making sure the bridge gets done. And
Yeah,
he's
because
gonna
like
go talk to
right
her.
after, like basically right after the bridge, he's basically there to comfort her about her failed business trip that definitely didn't fail because of him.
All right,
She
I'm
Arthur.
just-
so sorry. How could this have possibly happened?
I thought she just saw you, like, Molotov and ham, setting it on fire. Like,
Arthur, since
me?
since it was your idea about the bridge,
Oh, boy.
we'll have you roll. Do you want to roll a d20 or do you want to do a d100?
Oh, what am I rolling? The
Uh,
context will make a difference for some reason.
The d100 is low, is what you want for a chance of success. Lower the better, and then the d20 is the higher the better.
And this would be like the effectiveness of the bridge sabotage.
Yeah.
Well, I might as well do the d20. Because something tells me I'm not going to really get a... I feel like I'm going to roll high with the d100, but at the same time, I feel like I'm going to roll low with the d20, so let's leave it to Lady Luck.
Alright, d20 high.
Nice.
It ain't bad.
Nice.
Lady Luck be smiling.
Ayo, curse, add a d4 to that.
It would be subtracting it.
Use this curse now.
That is awesome idea.
I mean, it's all you, Rogue. I don't control the curse, you do.
What can I do here? Let's see. Display in chat. I get to flip a coin. Okay. I'm gonna flip a coin. D4. Heads. 3, 4. Is yes. A. All right.
Oh boy.
Spiritual influence to know you the curse.
Curse helps you, turns out.
Minus how much? 3. Yeah, you're still okay. Let's see here. All right, and Takeshi, you were part of the bridge crew.
Yeah, he
Oh,
would
no.
be slashing up some things and burning up some things.
Okay. All right. So, Takeshi, when you go about this mission, right? You know that you're with like we'll say like a squad of other people, right? Maybe 6 other people.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And the first part of the plan is going to pick up these barrels, and put them in the wagon, and take them to the bridge, sneaking by the guards.
That is not the part he would be a part of. He is not a sneaky guy. Like, if the part involves cutting up the guard in half, he's a part of it. But if it involves sneakily getting anything done, yeah, he's not the guy you send.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not really like sneaking around or anything, but they're just picking up these barrels, putting them in the cart. And
Oh yeah,
taking
he's
them
strong
the
enough to
bridge.
move some barrels. So yeah, he would be moving barrels.
And when they get to the bridge, everything's moving, smoothly. When they get them into position and everything, something does happen where the guards take notice and they come over to question. Not everything goes as planned, right? And you guys end up getting into a skirmish. So let's go ahead and do a quick fight between you and a guard.
Guard crits. Takeshi dies. The end.
Go ahead and roll some initiative. I'm not going to set up the fight scene or anything. I'll just have you guys down here.
Gotcha. What's that? Small skirmish occurring.
So what happens? The fight breaks out. One of the guys is going to light the barrels, and he ends up running over there with a torch. He gets hit with an arrow from the wall, and then you go into action, right?
Yeah.
Probably end up taking one of the guards out, and then this guy comes at you. So he's got first initiative. He comes running up. With his iron spear, and he's going to do a 3-hit combo. Tim comes in.
Funny.
Nice. He comes in with a big stab and a cut. You get that shit out of the way.
Clang, 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 and I will return his 3-hit combo with a 3-hit combo of my own.
They go like 3 rounds throwing combo attacks at each other and missing every time.
All miss.
When you say that, it could happen.
14. Alright, he's going to try and block. Oh.
Yeah, as I said, you say that, it could very well happen.
Ching, ching, ching. Alright, do you want to burn frenzy?
Does it hit the shield?
Nah.
Okay.
Whatever.
He comes back with 2 heavy attacks. He will have to burn one of his frenzy for that. Nice. Blocked. And then the second attack. Heavy stab, heavy stab.
Yeah, so just a lot of shiny like sparks, like clashing of weapons, but still no connection. Another
Star Wars
3-hit
fight.
combo.
Nice. You notice another arrow hit another one of your guys, and the torch like rolls next to the barrels, and one of the other guys freaks out. He starts running, and he says, "Let's get out of here, man!" And then you bust out with a 3-hit combo on this guy. He's gonna try to parry.
Haha! Finally, we see some blood.
First hit.
God, his ass. He's got an armor of 6.
So first
Multipliers
things
3.
first, let me do the drain, and then let me do the.
Oh, you've got some elemental stuff on that blade, don't you know?
It's gonna be lightning, acid, and fire. This is not damage, this is just drain. Let me just make sure. Oh no, there's still one more d6 in there. Oh wait, no, that actually counts a plus. Never mind, I'll just roll the drain separate.
Do you need to make me to make you a macro?
I thought it had been the macro I set up, and then I'm looking at it and be like, yeah, that's definitely not the macro. That's 2 strikes and 1 G strike, so this should be the drain.
Is that your damage? Just
No, I'm rolling for the drain first, just to get that out of the way.
d6, 2d10. Damn.
And he would battle chance to reduce the drain down to a 9. Yeah, this is a hefty attack. So let me do the damage and let's see how high it can spike.
Alright, multiplier 3. I'll put that macro in there for you. So you can just make one roll. Alright,
And this is his first, this is the first time he goes above 100.
Jesus fuck.
Finally,
job.
he finally entered the 3-digit number range.
Nice. How do you take him out?
So yeah, he just goes and shouts at the guy who's like, "Fuck it, man, let's run." He's like, "Shut the fuck up, I'm Takeshi," and just finally just goes and slash, 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 and before him there are just these 3 smoking pieces, one charred with electricity, the other smoking with acid, the other on fire.
Yeah, the guy drops, like missing part of his arm or part of one of his limbs hanging, and he drops dead to the ground. As everybody's running, you notice the torch is laying next to the barrels.
Yeah, he'll chuck it. He'll take it and go like, now we run.
Cool. And of course, you guys just barely get out of there. But a couple of y'all's guys ended up dying on the run.
Oh yeah, it was a complication, but a fun one as far as Takeshi is concerned. Like, it was an interesting sort of night out. Or I guess afternoon-ish endeavor.
And then back in the sewers, one of the guys says, he notices that you're leaving, right? You're going a different way.
Yeah, he would be headed out for after, like, once the bridge or once the gate has been thoroughly fucked up. Yeah, he would put on some masks and or put on his war mask and go in for a stroll to let someone know that, you know, even though this caravan didn't work out, like, he's still in town, and once the bridge is clear or once she finds a way out, hey, he might even offer to smuggle her out of the city. I mean, she could afford copper services. I mean, hey, it's making money either way. Like, the key part was not letting her leave the city without us getting on that caravan and getting paid. But there's other ways of getting paid.
That's a good idea. Go ahead and bust out a charisma roll.
And again, the underlying motivation is here is like, hey, holy shit, I now have competition. I need to make sure that I am, like, on the top of that list, not some random guard.
Yeah. Unless you want to use seduction if you have that skill.
He does, in fact, have it. He has learned it from Varian. Much like many things, he is basically just picking up things other people are doing around him.
Okay, yeah, do that roll then.
Yeah, get crit to the same body part 3 times in a row.
I don't
It's a
think that one's
15.
really going to be happening.
Honestly,
He is a very good-looking person who knows how to talk the talk.
So you do end up convincing her, right? That maybe that you can get her out of the city, sneak her out, you know. So so mission accomplished. As you come back, you know, you're smiling because basically she's waiting on your word now, you know, and says she'll be back at the residence where you met her. You spent time with her.
And she basically promises, like, when he's leaving the city, he will basically be leaving with her. That's the promise.
Nice. And then Lark, while you're there, what's her name comes in. Let's see here.
Blue Mage?
Signy?
Signy, yeah.
Signy.
Signy. Now, you're kind of surprised to see her come into the chamber. But she seems like really drained. And she comes and like sits down.
Are you done holding up that illusion?
And she says, "It is done." She says, "What are you looking at?" "Oh, that same book."
Yeah.
Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "No, this here. Position your fingers like this." So she goes over a few things with you, like holds your hand, literally, and shows you how to use the spell, you know. Kind of helps you along the way.
Oh, this is a great help.
Hey, maybe there's a moment there. What's your physical beauty?
10. I'm average.
Alright.
That's actually technically not average because we rolled 3d10 for it.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys rolled 3d10? I just rolled a d20.
We're supposed to roll 3d10. I think we rolled d20s though.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just did 7 d20s and those was our stats, I think.
Yeah.
Damn,
Book.
wow.
Yeah, the book calls for a what's the word I'm looking for? 3d10, but I don't think anyone actually cares about that.
Does anybody else want to walk in? Did they need to talk to Signy? Did somebody need to talk to her?
Yes, Arthur wanted to talk to
Okay.
Signy.
We'll say you come in to this chamber at the same time, like they're holding hands for a second, and she's like just showing him how to do a spell, and she like looks up at you when you walk in and kind of drops his hand immediately, like, yeah.
Did
like,
I interrupt something?
like, no, not at all.
No.
Fascinating, anyways. Signy, I require the use of your brain. I need to pick at it.
She
To be
sighs.
specific, I need information on Vahal.
She says, "What about her?"
To be specific, does she know anyone in the higher up government? Someone that she would perhaps be remiss about having to fight? someone that she has a very good relationship with and wouldn't believe would do something bad.
No. I mean, she does, but she's on our side. She would never do anything.
You're correct. I know she's on our side, but I need to know who that person is. Earlier, when we talked to Signy, and I was mentioning the idea that there might be someone up in the higher government who's being controlled, he seemed a bit interested, and at the same time refused to... She treated the idea that someone might be controlled or be doing terrible things in the higher government as can only be a rumor and nothing more, and should be treated as just a rumor. I remember Garros, I believe his name was Garros, was with us, and he's the one who brought the information, and, well, she, how should I say? She just seemed off that entire conversation.
Make a perception check or a charisma check. Either one of those.
Damn it. This is what... Damn it, this is the reason why I've been trying so hard not to do any kind of charisma things. I just don't have the stats for it.
Nice.
Oh, low target number. Target's 4.
Nice.
Good job.
Oh, wow.
Wow, boom. Boom. Nice.
God damn, double explosion.
Mister, steal your girl.
Please, no, Arthur. This is the second one.
And the thing is, he hasn't yet let down the mask. He could be fucking insanely beautiful underneath. We don't know.
You'll never know.
We'll never know.
You missed
One
your
day.
opportunity to look underneath, what's the word, like Arthur's mask when he went down.
Yeah, I feel like at some point during a critical fight, like at the very epic conclusion, is like that mask will finally go down for a second, and then everyone will see.
Arthur, I will let you go down just to see your face.
You're more liable to go down first than I am. And you
True.
know
I
it.
mean, hey, let me put it this way: you are the one who wasted a fucking revitalized scroll on their ass just to be saved by Takeshi. So yeah.
She says, you catch this look on her face that looks like she's, that she's like worried, right? When you're talking about Vahal. And she seems to be like, it's obvious she like has a lot of care for Vahal, right? The way she immediately tried
Denied
to deflect
Annie.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she like does seem like worried. You can read it all over her face, which is unusual. You usually can't read people really well, I guess.
I suppose Arthur's just like hyper tuned in this one, in this situation. He's
It also
really
helps
racking
that this
his
is
brain.
about like the fate of the city. Like he understands, like this is mission critical. This is like need to know.
Signy is having a moment of weakness.
Yeah. So she sighs and she says, Vahal is Vatagi, and some of the people within the High Council are Vatagi as well. One of them she is related to. She thinks for like a long time, and yeah. She thinks how to respond for like a long time, and says, but she would never do anything to hurt us.
Once again, I was never questioning her loyalty or anything, whether she was going to hurt us or anything like that. The only reason I came to you is because in a similar situation of, I could... Actually, that's probably not to be said out loud. I caught something on her face, and I have been looking for a lead this entire time on anything to do with that higher government. And this is the first time I finally found a tail that I could grab.
She nods. She says there is someone we can talk to. Her sister. I could talk to her if maybe we could set up some sort of meeting or something.
If you could do that, that would be wonderful. Though I'm going to need, and Arthur kind of side-eyes Lark. I need him. I'm not great at talking.
Well, you can count on me, old friend.
Yes. Let's see here. Could you tell me about the sister? General information about her, so we know what we're doing before we meet her. So, just a good thing to paint a picture of her.
She says, well, I know she's from Vasgar. And,
she's from Vasgar, you say?
she says, she has been tangled up in politics since she was young. And, as she's like to tell you about this story, the camera pans over to Kaz. Kaz, what have you been doing?
Trying to make some, like, modify some of my normal bolts so that I can use some of this lamia poison as injected, like, from a shot.
There's actually a good throughout, like, you imagine the scene, somebody talking about being born in politics their whole life, and then, like, these poisonous bolts being prepared. Like, yeah, that's politics. Poisoned crossbow bolts.
And then you notice someone comes into the chamber where you're working, you know, and you look over to see it. Shafi.
Oh, it's the guy who looked at me funny from the bar.
It is. It's that same guy. And he says, you must be the one I was sent to for the bolts. I need you to make me something.
What kind of bolt?
He pulls out a scroll and like unravels it. You notice that the bolt on this artwork that's been designed like holds a potion in the tip of it, and then there's another one that holds like a crystal. It's like designed to hold, you know, some kind of crystal inlaid in it in the tip, or a potion, you know, replace one small vial. He says, do you think you could make this?
It should not be an issue.
He says, good. And we're gonna call it end right there for tonight.
Alright.
just on the cusp of finally doing something.
Yeah, I mean, we've had
What's
some
the word I'm looking
progress.
for? I apologize for effectively ransacking the session.
It is
Oh no,
fine.
no, it needed to be ransacked. Like, I mean, if it was either this or we're all moving on a caravan going elsewhere.
I mean, the way I see it, I would have done this anyway, so you just did my job for me.
Yeah, I think
And it was kind of cool how like this was the one moment where you see through some bullshit and then you call that bullshit out and we actually get some results.
I suppose, yeah. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't think you ransacked it.
Granted,
Well,
this is like your most
I'm all-
character moment, Mr.
Yeah, I'm always worried about it whenever I play, because sometimes I just talk a lot in sessions, and I don't want to detract from anyone's experience.
Oh yeah, take
Or,
spotlight. Share the spotlight. Yeah.
I mean, hey, people get talking about it. Is one of those types of games where you can easily lose track of time or situation.
I didn't mean to jump away from you there either. That was
Oh, that's fine.
me waiting for myself to gather more information for the story. Because I was like, all right, I'm going to tell you about this girl, but I haven't designed her character yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll put it this way. I mean, the show designers, like, if we were talking about the series, like, this is clearly some Littlefinger bullshit. Like, she was involved with the king all along. And, like, you would easily be able to write something interesting there.
Yeah.
And then the episode ends. Look at this lizard. He's looking at some bolts.
Yeah.
Well, no, the episode ends with a mysterious guy coming to you with some strange device saying, I need you to make this for me.
I need you to make this for me. And then suddenly credits. Last time on Demon Gate.
Yeah, thank you for anybody that watches, and I'm going to turn the stream off now.
Yeah. But now I can recognize your character, Arthur, Mr.